What up, dog?
Howdy.
How we doing?
Good to see you.
Hello. Look at those nice clean gloves.
Nice to see you.
Mucho que pasa. How are you?
Sure.
Yeah, right away I knew the difference between the boards.
I honestly had no idea what board I was on.
Yeah, aside from the sensation of mounting the board, it's pretty similar. Now that I know which one is which, I mean,
Like, I gotta pausing the sensors.
It is pausing.
Is it? There's no way.
It is.
Are you positive on that positive?
If you're really into Onewheels, then you're probably also aware that aside from the bona fide Future Motion Onewheels, there are also VESC-based one-wheeled electric skateboards. Now, VESC, as it's being used in one-wheeled electric skateboards, is growing in popularity for a number of reasons, but VESC as a thing is not a monolith. There's not one VESC board that encompasses the entirety of that part of this whole hobby. You can have a VESC one-wheeled board that's DIY style, cobbled together from parts type of thing, or alternatively, you could place an order for one online, wait a while for it, it shows up, you take it out of a box, and you just ride it. That is a thing. Anyway, comparing those two areas of this riding sport is pretty difficult because VESC isn't really one thing, one wheel isn't really one thing. There are multiple models that you could get, from the higher end to the lower end. And so it's rare that you would be able to take almost identical boards, change the electronics inside one from Future Motion stuff to VESC-based stuff, and then actually do a side-to-side comparison, which is what I did here. This is a bone stock GT S-Series Rally Edition one wheel, and this used to be one and had the electronics, the motor controller, and the BMS in it replaced with VESC-based electronics. Or this is the stock one, and that's, I don't actually remember which one's which. Anyway, I took these out for a couple of ride sessions with some friends and colleagues of mine to get some varying perspectives on comparing these two boards.
You slowed down. You slowed down. Hell yeah, brother.
do that again with more feeling.
Mario, go, I'm rolling. Go, go, go.
How do you get more feeling than that?
First, I took them with me to see my friend and colleague Jackson Luis out in New Jersey. And he does have his own one-wheeled board. It is a VESC-based board, and he does ride that around. He rides it a lot, but he's really more of an e-skate person. And so I wanted the perspective of someone that's not really in the weeds of DIY one wheels, converting stock one wheels, and that is one that I felt would be useful for this kind of comparison.
So one of these is converted to VESC, the other one is bone stock, and we're out here in Hoboken, beautiful Hoboken, with my buddy.
We're in Jersey City.
You're a one-wheel rider, is that correct?
I ride a one-wheeled self-balancing device. I don't even know which one of these is VESC. They look literally identical. Am I not supposed to know? Don't know which one this one is. I'm not good enough to do any of these fancy curb hop thingies you guys do. Let me see if I can do this one over here. Alright. That handled it as well as my personal VESC one wheel. That one's loud, it makes noise. Oh, this one sucks.
There we go.
I don't want to ride this.
Move your foot. What?
Not off to a good start.
You'll be all right.
Oh, way worse.
Why? You said that was the same.
No, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. This one, try. It did this weird, like, speed up thing. Oh, that was better.
That was better. That was good.
So if I try to do like a really tight, okay. Yeah, I kind of prefer how mine does it. But the sensor thing on this one is,
It's less sensitive?
like, I don't know. I'm gonna try to do the same thing, toe side. All right, see, it's not just that one.
No, it's probably the cold.
Yeah, mine also has issues in the cold. All right, Mother. Shit.
They're both shit. They're both just awful
I
products.
ran over shit.
Oh,
Pretty similar. Now that I know which one is which, I mean, the VESC one is quieter at speed. At low speed, everything is different, especially the whole nose turning thing. It seems like the VESC is more aggressive with whatever software there is to like lift the nose up when you're going really slow. And what's it called, ATR?
yeah, ATR.
Yeah, I'm more of an E-skate guy. All this fancy software stuff, you know, I just hit the throttle and it goes forward. Yeah, so I noticed it on like going up little like bumps and curbs and doing the tight turns, but at speed, they're fine. Like it's fine. I did some like rolling grassy hills, felt fine. I could feel the less sensitive ATR or whatever their equivalent is, but yeah, mostly just low speed torque and low speed like weird like tight turns and like going over like a small bump is where I noticed it. Everything else seemed kind of fine to me.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Yo, I almost ate.
After that, I took both boards and all my own boards out to Long Island and rode with the Long Island Trail Riders.
I want you to remember that I'm riding this for you, Mario, because I'm going to have to ask another favor of you.
My pleasure.
We spent the morning and afternoon kind of passing them around. Different people got to try them out. I got some thoughts, I got some recordings of that riding, and each rider got to see what their experiences would be on either electronic system with varying results. Now, it's important to remember that when comparing a Future Motion one wheel to a VESC controlled board, it is really difficult to have an apples to apples comparison. Even loaning out these two physically identical boards to other riders, you're never really going to be able to account for each person's preference, what they feel of a certain tune as compared to what I feel about a certain tune. The tire, the foot pads, everything kind of comes together to create a ride feel. Everyone has their own certain set of preferences as well as what they're familiar with. So when you take a rider who doesn't own a board and say, here, ride these two things and compare them, they have to get past those barriers and then start to perceive whatever they can of the board that they're riding beneath their feet. And that is a very difficult thing to do. And so it is important to take this for what it is. One comparison of one set of boards with a relatively small sample group of riders.
All right, so we just finished riding the GT S-Series boards. They are
Dirty.
All right, we're here with Mr. Russ, Mr. Earl, and Mr. Dobbs.
What's up?
And we're gonna get some closing thoughts from the trail riding session. So the first question is, could any of you tell when you got on the board which had the VESC installed and which one was stock? And if so, how could you tell?
Yeah, right away I knew the difference between the boards from sensation. I knew I was on a Future Motion GTS, which was the first one I happened to hop on because the nose is a little softer and a little lower. When I hopped on the VESC base board, right away the nose was just stiffer, and that was how I knew.
I honestly had no idea what board I was on, other than the starting is a little different on the stock GTS, of course, but they felt pretty similar to me riding. He's a much better rider than I am, so I didn't notice much difference in the ride feel between the boards.
Aside from the sensation of mounting the board, it's the motor sound right away. The Future Motion boards with the Hypercore, it always has like that loud grunt versus like a VESC base kit. It's usually a little more quiet, so that's the first thing you'll notice.
What was the next question?
They're both really whiny.
It's much more on the...
It was, would you keep it stock or would you change it and why?
Correct.
See,
All right, give me the camera.
this is not the Dobbs garage.
The Dobbs garage!
Yeah, totally. I'd probably put the VESC in it just because at this point I like how a VESC feels, and I don't think the custom shaping does enough for me. I definitely could feel in the VESC baseboard that I had more power, the responsiveness and behavior that I was used to, for sure.
Yeah, so again, the contrast, right? I mean, he's a very skilled rider, also a bigger guy than me, so he demands more power. Like, I didn't notice a huge difference, so I think for me, whether the VESC or not would come down to how much you get what you want out of the board with the sliders that FM has built in the firmware. Like, do you want to be beholden to FM's firmware and only be able to change what they want to change, or do you want to be able to get into the VESC and tweak all the little things and all the dials just the way you want? I mean, things like foot pads, tires, you know, definitely. I mean, 6-inch rim is okay. I'd rather be on a 5 at this point or a big tire. But to VESC or not, I think on this board, for a lot of riders, unless you're really at the edge of the envelope, probably is going to come down to how much you really want those fine controls. because they both had a lot of power and they rode pretty similar to me.
I think it depends. If you're someone who's only ridden future motion boards and have zero idea of VESC, it could be kind of a scary thing to venture off because you don't know the parts, you don't know the wiring, like how to set it up. So as a stock board, if you're just a future motion rider, fine. But if you want to venture more of like, I really want to customize my own settings, I want control over what I can repair or what I can mod, then you can go with the VESC route. There's so much information online right now. You won't get totally lost, but you really need guidance. So especially if you're going to be doing like wiring, that's going to be the huge thing, working on high voltage boards, no less. It really depends. Good day, sir.
I said good day, sir.
Yeah, we'll be right there.
Yeah, there's like the motor's there. As soon as you turn it, you know. As soon as you switch directions.
I used the Jake thing here. I'm like, who are you with?
Yeah, it looks like it's...
You don't even hear the change.
Oh, Jake!
But is the increase in performance and ride feel worth it? In my opinion, yes. However, that really mostly depends on what your expectations are for what's left of your warranty, what service might look like over the next couple of years, whether or not you even want to keep the board itself or do something entirely different with how you ride and what your expectations are of the power ceiling of the device that's under your feet right now. By the way, if you're interested in seeing the actual install of the VESC electronics in the board used for this comparison, that will happen in a video to follow this one. And if it's out by the time you're watching this, it'll be linked in the description below. As always, thank you for watching and take care of yourselves.